is. If you have not followed his Triple H horse racing podcast, you're missing out. It's one of the best podcasts in the country.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to episode 21 of Great Race Plays right here on the HHH Racing Podcast. I'm your proud host, Howard Kravitz, along with co-hosts Pete Visco and Paul Halloran. We are here to talk about the late pick for Sunday at the Great Race Place, Santa Anita Park. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button on the bottom right-hand side of the screen, notification bell on the top right, and smash that like button below the video player. We greatly appreciate it. That will bring like-minded horse players like yourself to the HHH Racing Podcast. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Anchor. Fantastic tip sheet. Look below the video player. It's called Power Picks Tip Sheets. 4.5 years of profitability and at an inexpensive price. Please make sure you check out our Power Pick tip sheet. And of course, we have a wonderful website as well, hhhracingpodcast.com, with Triple Crown information. A lot of exciting things coming up, gentlemen, including the chance to purchase Del Mar only Power Picks tip sheets for our wonderful West Coast viewers that are listening and watching on the Santa Anita X handle and, of course, on Santa Anita's YouTube channel. Gentlemen, how are you doing tonight?
Excellent. What's up, Paul? Long time no see.
Yeah, I think it was 13 minutes.
14 minutes. I mean, it felt like forever, but it's good.
Well, when you work in a non-union shop, Pete, these things happen.
I mean, I'm surprised we're not chained to the chair at this point, right?
Oh, not that bad. Guys, we had fun weekend on Memorial Day at Santa Anita. Really good stake races. I know the last race didn't quite work out well for you two, or especially you, Pete. That was a brutal. Absolutely, I'm sorry, man. That was a completely brutal beat in the last race on Monday, which we covered not here on Great Race Plays, but we did cover the Memorial Day sequence. Nice call, King of Gosford, by the way, Paul. Did you have that one on top also, Pete? I can't recall. I don't.
No, I think I had him in second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. But anyway, nice call there, Paul. We had some winners. We had some nice winners we gave out on Sunday as well. And guys, sort of sad. Actually, it's episode 22, so I apologize for that. We only have 2 more episodes left of Great Race Plays as the Hollywood meet is coming to an end. It closes on Father's Day weekend, actually on Father's Day, Sunday, June 15th. So only 2 more shows of Great Race Plays. Hopefully we'll work out something with Santa Anita in the fall or winter, or they'd have us back. We'll see how that shapes up, but we've really had a great time with Great Race Plays covering the late pick 4 on Sunday. And guys, let's not waste any time. Let's just jump right in to this late pick 4 as I go ahead and bring up some things on the screen. Guys, it starts with a stake race, which is nice, but it's only a 4-horse field. And I was ready to put a lot of 2s on the screen for our picks until I saw Mr. Visco's picks and almost fell over in my chair because Pete's like, nah, I'm not going to go with Sweet Azteca. I'm going 2-4-3. Pete's going 3-2-4. Paul's going 2-3-4. I was about to say, well, Sweet Azteca will win by 10. Let's go on to race 8, guys, and make it sort of very short and be cheeky about it. But Pete, I can't do that now because you're going with the big upset, the likable California bred Chismosa.
Yeah, it's probably a fool's errand, but I figured if you're going to catch, like any horse, if you're going to catch them, maybe catching them first off the layoff is the best way to do it in a new barn. You know, Baltus hasn't been able to cross the wire first here, so maybe we can keep that going just in this race. But yeah, Chismosa, who's lost a couple times, pretty big to Sweet Azteca, but it just runs her race. I was starting to say his for a second. Runs her race most of the time, and I think that it'd just be one where if Sweet Azteca just falters just a bit, I think this one can make a move. It's 3 for 3 at the distance, so the best distance for this horse. So if she's going to do it, this is the distance to do it at. So I like a little bit of the cutback. She lost the last 2 times to Sweet Azteca, going 6.5. Maybe this is her best distance. So again, you're hoping that Sweet Azteca just doesn't come back as sharp as she's been.
She's won 580. I think Rafael De Leon's done a great job with his horse, Paul. She actually won the Desert Stormer last year, this exact race. But here's the problem. It's a 4-horse field, Paul. There's only one speed. Usually Chismosa wins when the leaders soften. this is nothing special because Sweet Aztec is gonna be 2-5. I would be completely, utterly shocked if Sweet Azteca does not win this race by more than 2 or 3 lengths. And I know that there's a bit of an injury. They were thinking about going to the Breeders' Cup, a filly mare sprint. I mean, she was really good, guys, through the spring and summer. And then something happened in the Chillingworth, which was basically the prep for the Breeders' Cup, and they took her off that trail. Now goes to Baltus. To me, that's more of a lateral move. I love McCarthy, but it's pretty similar. Paul, unless Sweet Azteca just can't run anymore, I have no idea how this horse will lose. I think she's an absolute, like, one of the best bets. I shouldn't say best bets because there's no value, but one of the most likely winners of 2025. I know that means I just put Gismosa in the winner's circle, Paul.
Well, the thing about it is, if you want to beat this horse, I think you want someone to press her early,
Of
right?
course.
And
yeah,
there's only 3 other horses who could do that. So, if it's a 10-horse field, there's 9 other horses who can do it. So, who knows what they're thinking? But if you let her go and just set the fractions that she wants to set, then she definitely doesn't lose. But you know what? As Pete says, if I think the best argument is the layoff, but Baltus is 0 for 19, Pete, but he's at 13 out of 19 on the
Yeah,
board.
I know.
So
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, if he doesn't win this one, then he can think that he really is snake
And he's
bitten this
jinxed.
year.
Yeah, then maybe he's just
But
jinxed.
yeah, this is Howard said. This is one of the top filly and mare sprinters last year. Certainly, probably the top one on the West Coast for a period of time. I don't know what happened in that last race, but something went askew, as Howard noted. And that race is just a one-off. Every other race on the page is good, other than the loss to Chismosa. So there you go, Pete.
At 6 furlongs, yes. At 6, which is what Sweet Azteca is only 1 for 2, and only the top buyer is only an 85. So you got to reach for stuff when you're trying to beat a horse who's going to be 1 to whatever, 1 to 5.
I'm just surprised, Howard, that this race is not earlier in the card and not part of the late pick 5 and pick 4. California often does that. They'll take a race that is a stakes race with a heavy favorite short field and make it like the 4th race or whatever. So I have no idea why they kept this race, other than they want to give people a free square. That's one reason. But value wise, as far as the multiples, it turns a pick 5 into a pick 4, or pick 4 into a pick 3.
We had a little fun on our show earlier with vocabulary. Paul, I'm going to put you on the spot as the journalist and from the whole wide world. And no going to your computer or anyone. Synonyms to askew. Go.
Oh,
give me
askew,
one.
Off center, off kilter, awry.
I was going to go with awry. Dang it. That was going to be mine. With a W, correct? Awry.
AWRY.
There we go. Wonderful.
Jeez, Pete, 9:40 on the East Coast, Pete, and I'm getting.
And you're still sharp. Here. And you're still sharp.
I am sharp. I am sharp.
You see, last week you were about like this at 9:40. So this is much of an improvement. There we go.
Yeah, that was I actually, speaking of sharp, who is the sire of Sweet Azteca?
Oh, Sharp Azteca, another goodie.
I'm on a roll.
Only a $15,000 stallion fee too.
I'll tell you what, pretty impressive. All right, guys, let's go on to the next race. I think it's Sweet Azteca and just move on. I would probably play the. I'm not sure I'd play the pick 4. I don't want to be disrespectful to say Anita, our wonderful viewers and listeners, but I think because Sweet Azteca is going to be, 1 to 5, 2 to 5, you don't even play her. You either, I wouldn't single her. Why take the chance? Either go to Chismosa or skip. And do something else, guys. You know what we should do instead of that? We should do the following bet.
Now offered at the Great Race Place. $3 late pick 3 featuring the last 3 races. $5 late double on the last 2 races. Both with a player-friendly 15% takeout. Every race day at Santa Anita Park.
How about that? There we go. Good. That working on my transitions, gentlemen, even though we're in year 4.5 of year 5 of the show. Race 8 is the second leg of the pick 4. Optional allowance, 50,000 claimers. They're on the turf, and the rail's out 20 feet. That's worth mentioning. Speed might hold a little better. This is 6 furlongs on the flat. Obviously not down the hill. Those are 6.5. We don't have morning line favorites. I'm not sure who the morning line favorite would be. I found this race to be a bit tricky, to be very honest with you. Let's go ahead and bring up our picks. I'm going 4-3-2. Pete's also going 4-3-2. Wow, not that tricky for Pete and I. And Paul's going 7-3-5. Paul looked at his weather forecast, and you know what he saw? He saw a typhoon Tommy. Talk about Typhoon Tommy, Paul, to what I would think would be an upset in this race, but an interesting choice on your part.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think the 3 is going to take money, Howard, based on that was an impressive maiden win, huge buyer jump. I have a couple of stats from my friend Pete, which he probably has. This trainer Mendez off a maiden win is 14%. And this type of layoff, I put it in at 180 to 270, 3 for 10, 30%. But one thing I did look at is the horses coming out of that maiden race that this horse won so impressively. 0 for 7, and none of them hit the top 4, let alone the board.
There it
so
is.
as well as he ran, that was a really weak race. So, but back to for that reason, I went to the outside with Typhoon Tommy. Just did flatten out a little bit last time. This will be his second race for Coroner, who's very good. I think the cutback based on the running lines, especially that last race, the way he ran, I think this cutback to 6 furlongs will also be good. I think that's a good trip. We've talked about Ayuso on turf many times. A lot of things to like about Typhoon Tommy.
Interestingly enough, last race, Paul, the only time he faced his state-bred fellows. So right. I didn't love this one, but because, of course, Paul tipped him out, I got to move him up a little bit, Pete. I still don't love him, but I get it. I guess there's a lot of horses that really not to necessarily love in this race. And we are going to go with triple diamonds here, Pete, you and I, both of us. I think the reasons are somewhat obvious. Getting back to turf, you guys sort of wonder why they went to dirt in the first place. Mark Glad is really good. And the horse was working pretty darn good at dirt. So maybe there's more money in the dirt races. They wanted to try. I don't love in for 50. I've talked about this many times in the show. Was not in for 50 last time, was not in for 50. He was protected on January 19th. I don't love that. A soft choice for me. How much do you like triple diamonds, Pete?
No, very, very soft as well, unfortunately. So apologies to our viewers and listeners that this is not a super strong opinion. No. I'm with you. The note that I had was, for the positives, it was, you see, obviously the turf races were much better and lost the baffle to Scipio, who I think you picked, Paul, yes, in our earlier show in one of the stakes races at Churchill. So that was a quality loss. And then all of a sudden you go to the dirt, which this horse seems to hate, at least by the last 2 races. Or the note that I had, Howard, and this is the concern, is, was it the dirt or did this horse just completely lose his form for some reason? I'm not sure what would have caused it. And maybe that's the reason he's in for the tag as well. So to me, that's the concern. So I look at it as either we get the past turf races, which he won at this level going, back in January, or he's just not as good now. And there's not much in the works to necessarily dispute that. So I don't know. It's very soft, but I thought if he can recapture his past form, it's good enough to beat this field.
One of the things I love about this podcast, and you two also, because I have mad love and respect for you guys, and I don't know if you feel this same way after you do the show or during our live podcast. It's like you hear one of the other 2 co-hosts talk about a horse, and you're like, I think I need to upgrade this horse. Or, geez, I don't like this horse as much. Pete, I'm not sure I like triple diamonds now even.
I know, all the time. I like
this horse even less. I'm like, maybe Pete is right about the
I'm not supposed to poo-poo my own picks, right?
I know, we're not supposed to poo-poo our top choices. But, I don't know. I got literally, I think it's not a bad all button. I hate the all button, but there are a lot of ways you can go here, including we talked about it. It's a cinch already. Poker Night at Ease, really cool name. at V's, excuse me, Poker Night at V's. This horse has got some breeding on for the turf as well. Shiny was a pretty nice horse. Crossword was certainly good enough. And this is the kind of race where maybe you want a fresh face. Let's see, Pete, you've got this one in third. Off the layoff, like complete unknown, working well. I think Poker Night at V's, boy, is interesting here.
Yeah, I had a couple. Yeah, the breeding is what sort of swung me to where maybe obviously you have to look at that because it's never run on turf. It's funny, the sire side, the percentages are better on dirt, but if you look at the top progeny, they're mostly turf horses, which is sort of doesn't usually happen. So when you see the percentage low, but you see the top, you see some of the top money makers were on the turf, but even though the percentages aren't great. And then on the dam side, 1 for 13 wins in turf sprints, but 12 for 17 in the top 2 in turf routes. So there is just turf back there. And again, in a field that's a little light, I'm thinking, why the hell not? Maybe this one, you put this one on the turf. The form on dirt was pretty good. I mean, it was solid, nothing great. But again, I don't think this is a great field.
And Paul, number 5, Binging, maybe is a better version of Triple Diamonds at a higher price.
Yeah. Is it binging or binging?
Binging, I think, right?
Oh, is it? Probably binging.
Yeah, binging.
I don't know. We can watch a replay and find
Yeah,
out.
this horse, this horse shows up. It's more of a board.
This horse
Boy, we're really killing this race. Right?
Well, no, I mean, he's in the money half the time, okay? More of a board horse for me, but that's why I picked him third.
The note I had, Paul, on that one, only negative note, was I just think maybe he's a little better at 5. And that was my question with that horse, was some of the better races are at 5 and doesn't necessarily finish. But that's good for a board horse if it's a price, though.
That's all.
All right, let's go on to the penultimate leg, guys, which starts the $5 late double Sunday at Santa Anita on the first day of June. Starter optional, 10 down to 8. We've seen a lot of these horses run this meet. And I got to say, we've had some pretty good success on this show picking winners here, although there is a Maryland bred, even though it's for California ownership, etc. I'm sure there's obviously California connections for chasing money. Let's see where we go here. I'm going to go 5-4-1. Pete's going 2-4-1. Paul's going 2-4-7. So Pete and Paul are both going with Haywood for Mr. O'Neill and Mr. Maldonado. Paul, what do you like about Haywood in race 9?
I just thought that last race, that's a big number. I don't think you're going to need a duplicate of that to win this race. I think this is, Doug O'Neill puts horses in the right spots. This is just a spot where, if he loses the horse for 10, he loses the horse for 10. They claimed him for 25 back, 6 races back, and that was the second win. So they've made their money. I looked at other horses. I took a look at the 7, who I think might be more of a board horse. So yeah, I just I don't know, Pete. You picked them as well. I just thought anything close to that last effort wins this one.
Yeah, mine was, and you have the time form up, Howard. Thank you. My biggest key was if this horse gets a clean lead, he wins. When he doesn't get a clean lead, he loses. And this is a little bit of a softer spot than he'd been in before. So maybe he can, but I think, Howard, you picked the 5. I think the 5 is the key to our horses, to the 2 horses race.
Yeah.
Because if the 5 goes and contests, maybe that softens the 2 up. But if they let the 2 go, I think can just run away.
Well, there are other horses in this race that are in the race again on Sunday. I'm just like, where did this ever come from? Now, we talked about a horse called Jin Jin earlier on our show for the Churchill Stakes on Saturday, which sort of felt the same way, except this is a much cheaper race. Now, maybe this horse just gets loose again and wins. I mean, she did this well. She beat Halo Rando, who's the 8 in this race and is racing again. Beat the 1 in this race, who is also running on Sunday. I mean, this horse ran for the level. This horse ran a hole in the wind. Here's the 8 just clunking up, not really doing much. The one came on late, but it, we'll see on the screen here. He beat both these horses. I mean, guys, this is a very simplistic way for me of looking at this race. Sure, Haywood, I guess, is the horse to beat, but at this level, carrying 126, I can't pick this horse on top. And you know why? Because it's damn horse racing and weird things happen. And I just don't see this horse repeating that effort. I mean, gets the inside instead of the outside. Maybe the horse prefers to be on the outside. I don't know. It's not, as a podcast host, I should be more professional with my opinion here, but I just don't trust this horse basically at all. And I'm going to use him, but I'm going to use him defensively, guys. I just think Halo Rando is a better animal. Has been a much higher class. I know that last replay lost to Haywood by 11. Maybe the horse needed the race. Dean Pedersen's been very good this year. Has been solid. Is outside of Haywood this time. Ran almost 280 buyers, guys, and won well at this level twice in a row. So why, unless this horse is completely regressing, he's more consistent. He's just a better horse to me. So I'm going to go with Halo Rando, and I'm going to use Haywood. I also use Chase and Money, who was coming on late in that replay, but sort of a non-threat, but there could be a lot of speed. He's 8, so I don't love that. But, Fracy knows this horse. He's consistent. It's just one of those races, guys, where like a cheaper horse runs a huge number. What are the chances that horse going to run a big number again, Pete? I don't think it's very good, personally.
Well, did it 4 back, not as big of a number, but did it 4 back. But still, it almost seems like if the horse breaks and gets the lead early, is tough. It just doesn't happen all the time. And if it doesn't happen here, I don't like the horse either. I mean, but I hate to. It's one of those where you play a pick 4, you play a sequence, and a horse, the obvious speed gets on the lead, and you're just pissed at the end. Like, how the hell did I lose my sequence because the speed horse went to the lead like it looked like it was going to do, and I didn't have it. So
well, the other thing, Paul, if you're going to play pick 4 in your singles, Sweet Azteca, not Sweet Azteca.
Sweet Azteca.
Sweet Azteca.
Yeah.
If you're going to single that one, Paul, I mean, do you want another likely favorite in Haywood? I mean, right? So, I mean, otherwise, don't play it. We certainly don't want to discourage our wonderful bettors and viewers from not playing the sequence. So that's just my opinion. Let's go on to the last race, guys, of the day, Sunday, late pick 4 at the Great Race Place. Let's go ahead and put it on the screen right now. Whoops, here it is.
This is a good race.
This one's good, yeah.
They're going down the hill, I believe. Hold on a second.
Yes.
Yeah.
Down the hill, yep.
Allowance, down the hill, $61,000. Nice purse. 6.5 furlongs. Again, the rail is out a little bit. Calbreds, big field of 9. Of course, we don't have morning lines. Let's see where we're going here. I'm going to go. Look at this.
Oh, boy.
All going with the Tiger.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. I'm going 549. Pete's going 596. And Paul is also, what is going on? He is also going 596. We're going with a horse, guys, for Peter Miller, who, how shall I say this? Is a bit cold, off a long layoff, is 4 years old, but did run a big race last time for JJ Hernandez, and just not only looks loose, but if the horse can run, and I have no reason to believe that she can't run, could be very tough in this spot. Won by 7 last time. Granted, though, that was over a year ago. It's amazing. We're all 3 of us in a non-stakes race. You guys are going with a horse that has. We're all shaking our heads. Again, the more I talk, the less we like the horse. But we're going to go with number 5, Bits Tiger Magic. I'll show the replay, Paul.
Yeah, and I did. I looked up Peter Miller, 365 days to 540, basically a year to a year and a half. 13% win, which is fine. This horse just opened up and kept going. He was bet 6-5. So, this horse was 3-5 as a maiden, Howard, with Pratt on her. So they obviously thought this horse was good right from the outset for a $30,000 Calbred. It's value. If you hit the pick 4 with the Azteca, the 2 in the last race and this race, you're going to have to write a check to Santa Anita because you're going to owe them money. I just thought this race was 9 horses. other than this horse, I think there's a bunch of ways you can go. How about our guy Kendrick Carmouche? No racing in New York, venturing west. He has mounts Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Great Race Place, which I think is great. I think good for Kendrick.
Explain why, Paul. One of the main reasons is because.
Say that again.
One of the main reasons is because.
It's got to be someone on Saturday, right?
No, it's because there's no racing in New York.
Oh yeah, I said that already. No racing in New York.
Okay, what time is it on it's Central Standard Time?
Take a drink, Howard.
I have no more school for me either.
Yeah.
Sorry,
when I'm not the least aware, we got a problem here.
We got a problem. I heard you, Paul. So I can second.
No racing in New York, but yeah. So yeah, I'll be alive with everything to the 5, and Kendrick will be sticking it up. You know what?
Up the giggy. Hey, Paul, I got a favor for you from Save the Clock Tower. I'm not sure why he or she is requesting this, but on the bottom of the screen, can you do that favor?
Well, when you go to Maine, you get great lobster.
and chowder, and who's the trainer in New York that has those horses, Paul? Chowder, lobster, and what's that ownership group?
I think it was Siaka for the guy who owns the seafood store in Saratoga.
Okay, love those names, by the way. Love those names. Juan Ramos is here. What's up, Juan? Okay, no, just maybe eyebrows up. Is that what that means? Maybe like I don't know. Anyway, but thanks. And Matt Miller is just laughing. Okay, terrific. Thanks, Matt. We don't know why.
At us, not with us.
We don't need a reason why. Let's see. Let's go with the 9 here. The 9, is that the outside horse, guys?
Yeah, Blue Wildcat.
All right, Blue Wildcat. Talk about the cat, Pete. What do you like about this one? Consistent.
Yeah, this one. She always runs her race, but she generally doesn't actually win them. She hasn't won since November of 2023, which is a problem. You see, there's a lot of seconds and thirds and a lot of stuff going on there. So if you owned her, she's making you some money. But if you're betting her to win, then you're having a hard time. But if you're doing a top 3, if you were doing the top 3 of horses to win the race, maybe you want to not include her. But if you're doing a top 3 of horses that are going to hit the board, she's most likely she's good odds to hit the board, at least.
I was just checking. Tiger is loose again, supposedly. Let me ask you one question, and we're going to end the show, guys. Well, nice and quick and short today. We greatly appreciate everyone listening and watching. Let me push back on our own pick, okay? Peter Miller, we all know, is a Del Mar guy, right? He's got a lot of training. He trains his horses at San Luis Rey. He usually runs very well in Del Mar. Let me show the PPs. Would it make more sense that this horse bits Tiger Magic instead of running on Sunday? They wait till Del Mar and run 5 furlongs, which might be a better distance anyway, and like a nice allowance race at a bigger purse, because this horse. Or is this a prep for Del Mar? Because they're going to run in a little like a month and a half.
13 months off isn't enough.
Well,
let's get an easy race under her, and then
you know what I mean, though. Like, obviously, I know Paul's giving me a hard time as usual, but like, it's just a weird spot where they're going to run now. Why not wait till Del Mar, where he's really like, they can't run again for another 6 weeks after this. You know what I mean? No, just overreading it.
You're completely overreading it.
Run 2 good races at Santa Anita, one on dirt, one on turf. Ready to run. Bullet workout last time, and Del Mar's not for another couple of months.
Well, it's a month and a half.
Yeah,
but that's
perfect timing though to run here, win, then come back at Del Mar, or even maybe he's not even. Although to your point, maybe winning isn't. I mean, obviously winning is the goal, but it's not the goal. It's, hey, let's get a race under him here. So at Del Mar, he's sharp and ready to go. Maybe that's, if you're looking to beat a favorite, which we assume this horse will be the favorite, right? Maybe that's the way to look at it.
This game is crazy these days. We're talking about a horse that's going to run for not another 6 or 7 weeks, and it's going to be sharp for that effort. Because I know I'm not making fun of you, Pete. It's just
No, you're right. It sucks.
These days is crazy. It's not like the horse is coming back in 2 weeks. It's like, I don't know. Paul, your best bet. You're going to go to race 8. You're going to play that $3 pick 3. 3-7 with 2, 4, 5, 7 and single the Tiger. $48.
Yes. Yeah. That was before I knew the Tiger was carrying an extra 500 or 600 pounds. but I just thought that the spread race would be the previous race. If you mentioned that Haywood horse, Howard, but I don't think he's a lock by any means. So I think the idea would be to maybe try to get a price there. You're gonna have to play that one for more than $3, folks.
Paul, I think I will go with the 600 pounds in the over. I'll just leave it at that. I think I might be the main reason why that's an issue.
I don't know.
It's the summer for me now, guys. So you're going to see a svelte Kravitz coming up very soon. You'll see a difference, believe me. Pete, race 8 also. Oh, you're going with the $3 pick 3 also. You're going, whoa.
Woo.
Yeah, it's a big one. It's a big one
Paul,
until I see the odds.
You might owe money, Pete. You might owe money.
Lost that last race Monday at San Diego.
Not when Kendrick brings our 6 home in the last leg, Paul. Because I think that's the one. That's what we need.
All right. Well, why don't you go ahead and read your best bet here, Pete?
Yeah, 8th race, $3 pick 3. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 with 2, 4 with 5, 6, 9 for $90. And again, I hate it without the morning lines just because
there's Kendrick for you, by the way, who's going to upset the field.
I think that horse can upset the field if the 5 just isn't ready like Howard thinks, and if they're waiting for 6 months from now to run at Saratoga or something.
I'm not just for the record. I'm picking Tiger. I'm just bringing that up as a weird.
No, I'm just messing with you.
No, I know.
And then in the 9th, $5 daily double, 2, 4 with 3 horses that I can't remember because Howard moved it off the screen too quick. 2, 4 with 5, the same 5, 6, 9 for $30.
I would have figured you had your best bets memorized. I mean, they're the best bets.
I don't have anything memorized these days, so relying on my memory is never a good idea.
By the way, when is your son Jackson finished with school?
He's done early. He's still got a little ways. They're not done till sort of mid-June-ish. Yeah.
Really?
Mid-June. Yeah.
They start after Labor Day in Maryland, Pete? After Labor Day?
They start right around it, though, so they start a little bit late. I don't know if I mentioned on the show, but since we're West Coast, my son a couple weeks ago won he made a movie with his best friend, and they won at a local county film festival, and his film won the best film for middle school students in the county. So we went to like a film festival ceremony and everything, and it was like kids his age. It was one bracket, and then high school kids had a bunch of different categories. But he got to get announced and go up go up. He didn't get to talk or anything, but he got to go up, and they showed his movie in full. So I didn't announce that on here, but I'm super proud of him. So that was pretty awesome.
And what was the topic?
It was 10 minutes, and the topic, it's called Last Valentine's Day, and it's only him and his friend in the movie, and my son Jackson played sort of a supposed dad of a girl that his friend was coming over to take out and hang out with on a date, but he tricked him and sort of catfished him and tried to basically murder him. But there's a good scene where he there's a yeah.
You just threw the murder part into the end.
My son
My
son, like me, is a horror fan, so he's always looking to murder.
That was one of the
somebody.
funniest moments of this podcast. The way you just said that was absolutely hilarious.
And it's how fitting for a Valentine's Day movie.
Yes,
it was perfect, and there's a couple good fight scenes in there, and yes, that is what I'm waiting for, Tom. That is not coming soon enough, but so I'll repost it.
Maybe someday you and Jackson will come to Kentucky and be on the set for the Cody's Wish movie.
Hey, if you need a background actor or something, my son is he's ready to roll. We will do that, though. We would definitely show up on set. He wants to be an actor director, so you figure he could fit right in with the Cody's Wish movie.
Pete or Paul, throw him in the movie. Have him mucking a stall.
Yeah, well,
yeah, I'll muck a stall. Yeah,
I would love to muck stalls. That's all I had to worry about. I'd be a great stall mucker. I really would.
If I could get paid what I get paid now to muck stalls, I would definitely do that over sitting at my desk all day. I can tell you that much.
I'm gonna go $3 pick 3, 3, 4 with 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 with 5. That's $15. I'm singling Tiger on the end.
Boy, singling a horse that you hate, it's pretty scary.
How much?
Right?
How much is that?
Again, words in my mouth. I just bring up interesting thoughts for the viewers and listeners. I never said
that math wasn't right.
I never said I hate.
How much was that ticket, math teacher?
Put that back up. Put that back
What
up.
did I do? What did I do?
Boy, the guy gets out of school for a half a day and he can't
mailing it in.
Hold on a second. What did I sometimes when you get out, it only takes the day out of school to what guys, it's right. What's the problem? 3-4 with 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 with 5.
You just changed it from 15. You just changed it from 15.
What are you talking about?
Your fat
$30.
You realize
fat fingers moving.
You do realize we're recording this, correct?
Yeah, it says $30. I don't understand what
recording this too, so we can go backwards.
That's how my kids are. Some of my kids who try to cheat. Like, what do you mean I just cheated? Well, let me look at my my iPad. Looks like you were not where you're supposed to be. Like, because we can watch the screens, Anyway.
Yeah. Hey, Juan. Not with this pick 4. Unfortunately, I won't be funding much of anything.
All right, guys. A lot of fun. We try to have fun on this show. Great Race Plays episode 22, guys. But like I said, only 2 more left. Sort of sad at the end of the Hollywood meet, but we've had a lot of fun in all seriousness. And we know we've given out some nice winners here on this show. We hope you all appreciate the Great Race Plays shows and the content we bring you. We try to make it entertaining and educational at the same time, because that's what horse racing should be about. For my good friends and co-hosts, Pete Visco, Paul Halloran, this has been your host, Howard Kravitz. Like I said, episode 22 of Great Race Plays. 2 more left. Thursdays, 9:30 Eastern. Please check it out. Hope you enjoy our shows. Crush your bets at San Anita this Sunday in the late pick 4. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.
If you have not followed his Triple H Horse Racing podcast, you're missing out. It's one of the best podcasts in the country.